So I'd like to talk to you today about the new Microsoft Teams Tasks app, which has recently been launched. As you may know, Microsoft see Teams as their go-to productivity app, and it's part of their ongoing development to bring as much of the Office 365 suite as possible to be accessed within Teams. So this is another step of that roadmap. If you have Office 365, you have it now. What we're going to do is talk through in a little bit about how you access it and how it can help you with productivity within the teams within your business. So the first thing to know is that actually this is not new, and what Microsoft have actually done is combine two existing Office 365 apps known as To Do and Planner. You may already be using one or both of those, but actually by bringing them together it makes them both far more powerful. The second thing is it's not actually called Teams Tasks at the moment at the time of recording. It's still called Planner, but Microsoft will be renaming this to Tasks soon. So if you're watching this video a little while after it's been recorded, you may need to look for Tasks when you're looking for the app rather than Planner. So confusing Microsoft terminology aside, let's get on and have a look at the app itself and how you use it. So what I've done here is I've opened up a demo Teams setup, and I'm going to show you around the Tasks app where you can use it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is add the Tasks app to your sidebar in Teams. Now, as I mentioned, currently it is not called Tasks, but it's actually called Planner. But if you're watching this sometime after it's been recorded, you may find it's called Tasks. So what we're going to do is add Planner to the side there, where we can see it. And what you probably want to do is pin the app there, so you can see it there when you next log into Teams. So we'll do that. So what you see now is there's two sections to the Tasks app. At the top here, My Tasks. So My Tasks are the tasks that you would have put in the original Microsoft To Do app. So if you're using To Do, you'll see those tasks appear in this list here. Below that, you see shared plans. So shared plans are what you would have created before in Microsoft Planner. So My Tasks are your individual tasks. Shared plans are tasks that are created for your teams. So let's have a look at the shared plans. That's basically the team tasks in a bit more detail. So you'd normally create these from a team. So if we go in and look at some teams here, we've got a couple of teams that are already set up. So we'll create a shared task list for the sales team here. So if you go into the team, select an appropriate channel, then you want to go up to the shortcut bar at the top of the team, click the plus button. And again, at the moment, we'll search for Planner. It will be tasks in the future. So we'll add that in there. And we'll give it an appropriate name. So let's call it Sales Team Tasks. Save that. And now you see it's appeared at the top of the team. So let's look at how you add tasks. First thing to notice is you've got a way of categorizing your tasks here. Microsoft call these buckets. The easiest thing to think about these is just a way of grouping similar types of tasks together. So if you had, say, several projects you were working on, you might want to create a bucket for each project, or it might be activities that team does, carries out on a regular basis. You might want to create a bucket for each activity type. It's really whatever is a way that makes sense to the team that you're creating the task for. So that's just something you should decide at the beginning. So the first thing to do is, once you set up this task list, is to create the buckets that you think are appropriate. So we've got the sales team here. We'll just rename this basic To Do one to something. So let's call that weekly meeting tasks. Create another one. Let's call this opportunities to follow up. So we've got a couple of buckets there. Once you've created a bucket, you need to start creating some tasks to go in it. So let's have a look at that process. So if we call this one follow up. So I've created a task. You can set a due date for it. So set a due date for that. And we can assign a task as well. So this Teams demo is set up for the administrator, so we'll assign it to the administrator. And once you've done that, you can add in a task and it's created. Once you've created a task, you can actually add some more detail on it. So if you click on the task, once it's created, you'll see we get this window up here. So some things you can do. You can state the progress. It's quite simple. It's either not started, in progress, or complete. You can set priority to the task. You can set a start date as well as an end date. There is a calendar available for this set of tasks, which I'll show you in a minute, and that will show you the task within the calendar. You can add some notes, descriptions, some more detail. And this is a really powerful item, so you can break down the task into components by adding checklists. So let's add one here. So call client opportunity, update the sales team. There we go. So we've got some checklists on there now. You can choose whether to show them on the plan or not. We'll untick that just to keep it tidy. You can add attachments, that can be files, links, or an existing SharePoint document. You can also put some comments in here. So if you put a comment in here, not only does it record it on the task, but it will also send an email notification to the person that's responsible for the task to let them know. So you could, if you wanted to do a follow-up, just chase someone up on it and click send, and there you go, and it records a note of it. So that's how you create a task. You can drag this task between different buckets if you want to. One final thing you can do is you can put labels on the task as well. So there's 6 labels, different colors. Think of this as the same way that you would use categories in Outlook. So you can have multiple labels on one task. So it's just another way of sorting and identifying them. So once you've created your tasks, you can view these in a different way. So I'm just going to go to one that I created in this marketing team over here. So we have a few more tasks in there. So we've got the board view, which you saw on the sales team one I created. You can do a list view as well. So this is a good way of just going through. Maybe if you're in a meeting and you want to quickly review things, you can filter that list if you wanted by buckets, labels, whatever you need to. You've also got chart view. So this is just a simple kind of dashboard view, really, of where you are, what progress is being made, who's got the tasks assigned to them. And I mentioned that there's a calendar view as well. So if you click on schedule, you get this calendar view. So you can see when these tasks are being put in the calendar. And you can actually drag them around to different days as well. So pick up to there. So it's a good way of sorting your tasks out. Now you can actually view this within Outlook as well, but you can't do it directly from the view that we've got within Teams. So I mentioned that actually behind this is powered by Planner. So if you go into the actual Planner app, you'll be able to see the tasks that you've created within the app. So if I just go to Planner Hub, look at all the plans, I'll go to that sales one, and you've got an option in your plan up here to add that plan to your Outlook calendar. So it's possible to do that. It creates a new calendar within Outlook for the plan, but you can overlay that within your Outlook application as you would any other calendar. So just going back to the list, there is actually, so when you're assigning these tasks, you can assign them to anyone within the team that you've created within Microsoft Teams. And if you have guests within that team as well, so from another organization, you can also assign tasks to them. You can, in fact, also assign tasks to other teams. However, that requires some more complex setup by your IT administrator. We're not going to cover that today. So once you've created lots of tasks, we'll go back to the app in the sidebar. And what you'll see here is that actually now I can see the tasks that I have been, or the task list that I'm a part of from the various teams that I'm in, and I can see all the different tasks from there. So this is the place where you get an overview of all your tasks. If you then go up to the list of your individual tasks, you'll see this option assigned to me. So I can therefore now see all these tasks that have been assigned to me from the different teams that we looked at earlier. So it gives you a great overview and one to work with. Now, there's just a couple of things to be aware of. Firstly, if you are someone who was using the original To-Do app, you're not going to be able to see your flagged emails in tasks within Teams, which would show within the To-Do app. I think that's probably going to come in the future, but right now Microsoft don't have that available. The second thing is that if you wish to manage your tasks from the mobile, there is no mobile version of this app at the moment. So the Microsoft To-Do app will actually show tasks assigned to you. So we'll just go and have a quick look at that. So we've still got this same assigned to me section in the Microsoft To-Do app. If you use the To-Do app on your mobile phone, you'll also have this view, and that's the best way of viewing your tasks. But to create them, you should use Microsoft Teams, either the desktop version of Teams or the web version of Teams. And finally, if you want this app to appear for everyone in the organization, so we just added this manually, you can roll that out centrally. That's something your IT administrator can do. So I think that concludes the intro here. We certainly use this app already within ProDrive, find it really useful, and it's a great way of running your meetings from Teams. So we have meetings scheduled from within Teams for internal meetings. We have OneNote to record the meeting notes, and then we use the Microsoft Teams Tasks app to add actions that are created from the meetings, to follow them up, and to make sure that we're being productive, make sure that we're doing the things effectively that we're agreeing to do. So it's a fantastic productivity tool. I recommend you try it out. There's also lots of resources on the Microsoft website about this, and there'll be a couple of links in the blog post as well. Thank you very much.